Trump saying he won't waste time after the Minnesota governor had been slayed. Right? So why the fuck from that side that has never given a fuck about political violence ever or the reaction to political violence when it happens to anybody on the other aisle now wants everybody on the other aisle to now start crying and acting like Charlie Kirk was a fucking patron saint that we should all be worshiping. I'm not taking that at all. This virtue signaling bullshit about caring about the reaction towards it and saying, hey, why are they asking for gun control now? Because we're doing what the right actually respects, which is Charlie Kirk's wishes. That there is no gun control. We shouldn't have these restrictions. Some people gotta die for it to happen. Tough. So unfortunately, we're just agreeing with what Kirk's perspectives were. And at the same time, I just find it absolutely ridiculous. This bullshit, absolute virtual signal that comes from every single member of the outrage that comes towards certain comments when you can have Laura Loomer and the rest of her fucking cronies on Twitter go ahead and post every 3 seconds about how they're glad that immigrants are going to die soon, or, hey, that's 60 million more meals for the alligators, or, yeah, 2,000 more dead soon, and that's completely fine. But the moment someone like me has a PTR like this, showing a fucking Flex Seal ad with Charlie Kirk's face on it, all of a sudden, I'm the villain, I'm the one with no sympathy, blah, blah, blah. Go fuck yourself and your rage-baited outrage. I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
Please don't act like the other party that you always call snowflakes 24/7 and so sensitive over jokes. Now you can't handle one just because it's applied to your party.
Thank you, Edge. Hakeem, hold on 1 second. I'm going to go T.O., Andre, then Steve. T.O.? T.O., are you there?
Yeah, I was trying to get to the mic. No, but I'm going to say is like RP to the dude, everything else like that. I don't think no one should die. If you have like lighter rig saying bring back public execution. Don't celebrate Juneteenth. Gay people shouldn't live. What else he said? If I go in the airplane, if I see a black person up front, I'm gonna question if he can fly it. I'm okay with black people pushing paperwork, but when I see him in a higher position, I'm wondering how he even got that position. Just different things like that, and you preach about violence that's on other people. You don't care about violence. You say sympathies for weakness and different things like that, but everything you talk about, your fan base wants everybody to feel the opposite, and that's weird.
Except that stuff no more described every Republican than the terrible stuff the right says about the left. Like, there are people who have extreme views, there are people who cheer that kind of shit, but it's not most people, it's not even half the people. It's not half the people on the Democratic side, it's not half the people on the Republican side. The assumption of malice by both parties is how we get to a worse place. And as far as the comments on gun control, short of getting rid of the Second Amendment, I'm not entirely sure what people want. If they want, like, classes of firearms to be banned, if they want it to go away. If people want it to go away, there's an amendment process. It just takes 2/3 of the Congress and 3/4 of the states. And if you can't pass it, you can't pass it because enough people don't agree.
Marshall, how about better mental health checks before people get gun licenses? How about that?
Dude, I agree with that. I think that's a good idea. It's going to go before the court to see if it's an undue burden. But yeah, I agree with like safety checks and, you know, hey, if you're young, we want to make sure you're in the right state of mind, right? But that'll be litigated, and I can't predict what the litigation will say.
Thank you, Marshall.
Hey, JB, who gonna pay for the? You know, that's gonna be a big issue. Who gonna pay for the mental health checks? If you telling the person they gotta pay for them, then that'd be an undue burden.
That's on them.
But you telling the state they gotta pay. We telling the state they gotta pay for it. Like, but if it's on, it's not just on them. It'll be unconstitutional. It'll be an undue burden. Last point, JB. But if you telling the state to pay for it, then everybody be talking about it costs too much. So like.
Well, listen, if you could afford a gun license, if you could afford a gun, you could afford the evaluation. It'd be clear.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
So let's get back to the queue, guys. I'm gonna go Andre, Steve, BLM, and then Montel. Andre, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Jerry. So, the whole celebrating tongue-in-cheek, quote unquote irony about a political association is just degenerate. Okay, so if you are normalizing that type of behavior, I mean, it's also myopic because as soon as you normalize that type of public execution, I mean, it's not only the opposing side is gonna catch the heat. Is the backlash that to me is the most concerning thing, because there is going to be anger. There's going to be proponents to violence, and my fear is that the people who's going to be spearheading that is not going to be the type of people who will use that energy with any kind of conscientious filter. And so the backlash is going to be horrible as well. Now, just a point of correction, a couple of things. Like I've heard over the past couple of days, people just cherry picking the quotes, like the one about the black pilot is taken out of context, obviously. The one about he never actually said anything about sympathy. He said that he prefers sympathy. He was making a comment. If you listen to the whole soundbite, he was talking about how empathy had been used, this neutral relationship has been used for political gains by people that he obviously doesn't endorse politically. So it had nothing to do with saying that empathy or sympathy should not be given to other person. And the thing about gun rights, that he said once again is taken out of context. If you listen to his whole to this whole section, he's talking specifically about the balance between protecting all the other rights and having access to the guns in order to do it. So he was talking about basically the trade-offs, and that it is an appropriate trade-off in his opinion. But I just want to stress that endorsement or celebrating or kind of gloating over a political assassination, that's a fairly degenerate exhibition.
I just got one question.
Yes, yo.
Hey, Andre, why do you think they allowed that degenerate activity to be elected to the White House and hold the highest office? Because the same type of degenerate activity you're talking about, somebody celebrated hundreds of people storming the U.S. Capitol in an insurrection, killing police officers, and then he let them off and let them out of jail and called them heroes and giving some of them awards, right? So if you're saying that that's degenerate behavior, why do you think half of the country decided to elect that type of degenerate behavior to lead the country?
So just to be clear, I just want to make sure that you understand my position. Is I think the insurrection was an attempt for a coup. I think that people, especially the violent perpetrators, should be still in jail. I think that the decision of letting him out was not a smart one.
No, I don't want to interrupt you, but I'm saying the point is,
this is a disclaimer. This is not my answer yet, CO.
They were and still are celebrated.
CO, I haven't answered your question. I this is a caveat before I'm going to answer your question. So this is my position towards the January 6th attempted coup. Now, said that, there were no police deaths that resulted from their activity. There was one death on the other side. Yeah, that's true. And so your point sort of becomes moot because there's no celebration of death on that in that sense. Now, I condone, and I think on the right, any celebration of of any sort of political assassination is also degenerate. So it's not just one side that should be looked at. Does that make sense?
Hold on a second, Andre, but you're being disingenuous. The gentleman who went to Wisconsin with an AR from Illinois, he was
Kyle Rittenhouse.
He's been celebrated for him killing people in Wisconsin. So I can go for days on people that have done this thing. I'm just saying.
Well, wait, you consider Kyle Rittenhouse as a murderer? He was doing it in self-defense. I mean, I think at this point everybody should have seen the videos and looked at the court record.
Okay. So he took an assault rifle to go somewhere and self-defend himself, is what you're saying, right? To go to
not self-defend. He was defending, I think, the business owners in the day.
Okay, so Billion gets to take an AR and go defend business owners, and then he gets held up as a hero.
He was attacked. Was he not?
I see my point. I'll let you finish, JB. Back to you.
Okay, cool. So I mean, we should get our facts straight before we start.
Well, actually, I don't think any of the facts that you said about the situation are accurate, but I'll let you speak.
I think they've been.
What do you mean? They were completely accurate. You said that the police officers were killed on.
Well, actually, he said several things about the actual Kirk situation, where he tried to mansplain his verbiage. I don't agree with anybody being shot, but I also know for factually that Charlie Kirk was a hate monger, and he literally wanted the destruction of groups of people, and that's a fact. That's not theoretical, and I wish we could advance the conversation to, well, let's just say everybody should not want someone to die unnecessarily, right? That's not cool. But beyond that, in terms of what his legacy was and the actual things that he said, Andre just put out a bunch of BS in terms of trying to explain.
No, I did not.
That guy got murdered days ago.
Ahmad is talking. Ahmad talk.
Can actually play the tape and refute what you're saying. I just listened to.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
And
Do it.
what you just said is literally not true.
It literally is true. So what you need to do is, instead of listening to the bites, what you need to do is listen to the whole conversation. The context of it.
Andre, you muted up. Were you finished? See, here's the thing I don't understand. Thank you, Andre. I don't understand. We want to relitigate cases to fit our narrative. From what I understand, the man was found not guilty. Now, see, I agree with you. Cross state lines with an assault weapon, you don't have good intentions.
He didn't.
But, but here's the thing. He was found not guilty. So we're going to relitigate a case to fit our narratives?
Yes, if the case wasn't done properly. Yeah, and just so we're clear, JB, there's a lot of cases where people are found guilty or not guilty that are incorrect. Like a lot of people, harassed O.J. Simpson for the entirety of his life, but he was found, quote unquote, not guilty. So the courts definitely have problems, right? So that particular person crossing it, there's no way in the world that I would ever accept the reality that that's self-defense, because it was intentionality with an assault rifle. So
Yo, he didn't cross state lines.
He came from Illinois.
His dad lived in Kenosha.
I'm confused. Why are we supplanting the court of public opinion what a U.S. court actually says? The point is supposed to be judged by the same rules. The court of public opinion is ruled by the mob. Why in the fuck do we want it?
What do you say, Marshall?
Give me about 10 seconds.
All right, let me come back to you, Marshall. But in the meantime, let me go to Steve and then BLM. Steve, are you there?
Yeah, this thing with Kyle Rittenhouse is the most convoluted, asinine thing I've ever heard in my life. The guy was going into a ride zone. Who wouldn't want to have some protection? He got beat in the head with a skateboard. Some guys were coming after him with a gun. There's video of 4 or 5 guys coming after this guy, trying to seriously injure and maim the guy, and he defended himself. And that somehow, that's the same thing as what happened here. You've got to be kidding me. Well, I think we are done. If we're going down this path, we're going to make this association, and we're going to tie these two things together. We're done. This is the most convoluted and asinine thing I've ever heard in my life. You should be ashamed of yourself.
So if I disagree with you, Steve, then we're done? Is that what you're saying? Is that America?
No, when you try to CEO, when you try and pull this, buddy, when you try and take a guy that went into a riot situation, that took a gun to protect himself in someone's business, and then the man is attacked by 4 or 5 guys, and a guy has a gun, and he defends himself, and you try and draw a line between that and what happened, a cold-blooded assassination, and you equivocate these two things? No, dude, this is wrong. This is just fucking wrong.
You're conflating
It's
my points.
fucking wrong.
You're conflating my points, but America's...
No, there's no conflation. What you're trying to do is draw an equivalence that does not hold.
Not drawing a...
That's a bullshit thing, man.
Hey, Steve,
You should be ashamed.
Are you surprised he got attacked in the riot zone? Huh? He went to a riot zone, and you surprised he got attacked? I got to see him.
So, Steve, just because...
So hold it. Let me understand this. Let me understand this. if I go into a violent situation and I got something to protect myself, and 4 or 5 dudes come up and try and bust my ass and try to kill me, and I defend myself, somehow I'm the same. Somehow I'm the same as a guy that comes out, gets in a prone position, and shoots a dude in the head. You've got to be kidding me.
Why are you going to a violent situation?
Hold on a second. Hold on.
You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me.
Oh, hey,
You can't answer that question. My fault, Chief.
Oh, hey, hold on, everybody. Just 1 second, real quick. Let's just get clear on the facts because that's what we can do, right?
Yeah, let's get clear on them, CO.
So,
Let's clear them.
Okay, so just to be really clear, the equivalency that you just tried to draw was not.
I didn't draw it. You did.
Okay, hold on 1 second, though. Just hold your
I
motion.
didn't draw nothing. You tried to equate these two things, and it's bullshit.
Actually, I didn't. That's just your inability to process the conversation, so I'm going to help you through. Hold tight, brother. Hold tight.
Yeah.
And then I'll pass it to JB for the cue. Andre was talking about behavior, right, regarding the celebration. I actually said that no one deserves to die by a bullet unnecessarily for their views or for any other reason that we don't know, right? That's what I said, Steve, just so we're clear. Andre was talking about is degenerate behavior, right? To celebrate people who kill someone. And I gave him 2 analogies to Andre's position that had no relation.
That's incorrect presentation of my views, just so you know. Do you want me to correct you? I'll correct you. So I was talking about specifically political assassinations, okay?
Well, I thought you corrected me. I'm telling you, my point was my point, right?
Yeah, but you're making a comment about what I've said. This is what I've said, so let's represent things correctly, okay?
Well, Andre, just 1 second. My point, not your point. I said I responded to your point, and I was speaking to degenerate behavior around celebrating someone being killed. And I made the point about the insurrection. You responded that no one was quote unquote killed in the insurrection, which is not true. But here we are.
It's true. It is true. There's no one killed in that insurrection.
Guys, Andre didn't say that. Andre, you guys are misquoting. He never said that. He said somebody was killed, a police officer was killed. Like,
yeah, there's some listening comprehension problems. That's okay. Thank you.
So everybody just popped off on something the man didn't say? Wow.
Yes. Literally, this is the irony of the conversation. Somebody popped off on Charlie Kirk for things he didn't say.
Well, let me just jump in real quick. Let me jump in here real quick. And I find, and this is one of the main problems that we have in this country, is we want to relitigate a case to fit our narrative, which deflects off what we were talking about, right? Because Kyle Rittenhouse has nothing to do with Charlie Kirk, just because they were both conservative and white, right? But we just want to deflect to fit our narrative. Let me go to BLM because he's been patient. Wait, BLM, good morning.
Good morning. You know, this is my 2 cents.
Oh, look who it is.
Is that number one? Is that again political violence?
All right, I don't want that piece of shit in my spaces. Let's continue the conversation. Marshall, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to chip in and echo this piece about relitigating cases. I wanted to ask a question. Why are we in this conversation? And CO, I'm going to push back on you a bit. Why are we substituting rule by a court of law, which has a set of rules, procedures, and rights, for rule by mob justice, rule by the court of public opinion? Why are we supplanting public opinion for what a court actually said? Public opinion and the court of public opinion is extrajudicial, has no rules or rights. It's outside of the Constitution the way it's used. Why would we put a court case or an idea on that particular concept instead of going the other way? It doesn't make any sense to me. I can't quite grasp why we're going the other way with this. I mean, if you could provide me with an explanation, I'd appreciate it, because I'm a little lost here.
Hey, Marshall, what are you talking about? The Kyle Rittenhouse story? Tell me what you're saying again.
So we were talking about Kyle Rittenhouse, and
several people said a couple of things. You used the word murdered and then killed, if I'm recalling your words exactly. What I'm asking is, why are we supplanting the court of public opinion, oh, he murdered somebody, for what the court of law says, which is, did he use self-defense and he was within his rights? Why do we move the discussion to a place that has no rules or rights versus keeping it in a place that has a specific set of rules, a specific set of rights, and a specific set of procedures? At least if it's in the court of law, we're talking about what code or law says. If we stick it into the court of public opinion, then everybody's allowed to say anything about past court cases. And while I can't stop people from thinking about stuff, I, again, am not sure why we're taking stuff that's already been adjudged through the system we all agree to use when we have problems, why we're being selective, why we're saying, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, let me respond to that, and it's just extremely disingenuous, and you're usually logical, right? So maybe it's just something that happens on Friday mornings, but we live in a country where I'm not speaking for public opinion. I'm telling you my opinion, and I have a strong opinion, and nobody in this room is an expert that I know of necessarily on every particular case that happens in court.
I am.
Here's what we do know, right? What we do know is that there are a lot of bad decisions that are made in courts by the humans that are adjudicating the case or of reviewing the cases. And here's a point that I would make, and then I'll close here and we'll pass it back over to JB for the cue. Do you have that same outrage all day, every day as the administrator in the court of law that has...
Yes, I hate whenever things are litigated in the court of public opinion. I think it is damaging.
Let me just get that point out so you can disagree with the proper thing, right? What I'm saying is, our president has spent his entire life fighting legitimate cases, right, and calling them incorrect, regardless of what the court says or public opinion is. He literally right now is fighting cases, fighting the Constitution, fighting actual laws in the Constitution, fighting amendments. So he's challenging laws all day, every day. And
yeah, but isn't that within his right? He's going through the legal system to do it.
Hold on. But listen to the irony and the hypocrisy of what you just said. He has the right to challenge laws, but he's often wrong because he's been sued hundreds of times.
Yes,
and had
the place we judge that's in a court.
Yeah, but hold on a second. You're missing my point. What I'm saying is you're challenging my ability to have an opinion on a court case when court cases are meant to be challenged, is my point. That these are humans that are making these decisions. So I literally lodged my opinion in a room full of opinionated people who half the time don't know what the frick they're talking about, and you're making some egregious rage situation that I have an opinion on a case. That's why I'm saying it's disingenuous.
So hold on. I should have
been... One is legal challenge and the other one is...
Hold on a second, Andre.
Two different things.
Andre, hold on. Marshall, hold on 1 second, because I want to address something in the chat that was said. Give me 1 second to find it. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Jennifer Sullivan. Charlie Kirk asked for the Patriot, quote, who assaulted Pelosi's husband, to be bailed out. He fueled hate and divide. Why are we arguing over this guy? Jennifer, we're arguing because he spoke for a certain segment of America that felt they were being repressed for many, many years. And he didn't speak for me because I don't agree with a lot of things he said. But he was a voice for people who felt they were voiceless. And that's why I think he was so popular, and that's why people are speaking on him. And I find that it's weird to me that this one guy is so polarizing. Either you loved him or you hated him. There doesn't seem to be any in between. It makes no sense to me. But, Cam, also, you want to say something? We're going to go popcorn style.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, see, I should have been much more circumspect with my language. I wasn't necessarily trying to refer to you specifically. When the case was brought up in the discussion, I reflected back the discussions I've had in real life and on Facebook. And a lot of those discussions post-verdict have been like, well, he murdered somebody anyway. So I should have said there seems to be this collective group of some people in America who believe that. I shouldn't have cast aspersions your way, so sorry.
But I mean, just to be fair, it's two completely different things, and they're confused, and they're not the same. One is a legal challenge in court. Another is a personal opinion. Those are not the same thing. So giving your personal opinion is not the same as giving out a legal challenge, number one. Number two, it's a composition fallacy to say that just because there are several cases that were adjudicated incorrectly and were overturned later, that means all of them can be scrutinized to the same level and standard and can be taken as if they were adjudicated incorrectly. So that's a fallacy.
I don't know. Like I said, for me to want to relitigate, hold on a second. CM, hold on. I got you. CM, hold on. We're going to relitigate cases. Let's relitigate the Daniel Penny case, right? He was found innocent by his peers. I think he murdered that dude. But we gotta respect the system, right? Isn't that why the system's in place?
No, fuck that. According to y'all, O.J. Simpson's innocent? Like, what the fuck, are y'all stupid or what?
Had it been challenged legally.
Well, he did lose the civil suit.
That's nothing. That is absolutely nothing.
But you do understand the separation of two, right? One is public court and a personal opinion. The other one is legal procedure.
Andre, it's insane to argue that people can't have an opinion on these.
That's not what I said. Please stop strawmanning. Please stop strawmanning.
These rooms, for whatever it's worth, man, Clubhouse people talk and don't have guardrails on any conversation. And most people don't know what the hell they're talking about everything. And so to create some boundary around, you can't have a conversation about court cases once they've already been adjudicated, is the silliest conversation in the world. JB, can really talk about something serious now?
I just hold on, Andre, because you're in the matrix anyway. But I just find it. You're in the matrix, dude. I just find it funny that we want to, like I said, relitigate these cases to fit a certain narrative, right? That's fine. You know, is there a two-tier justice system in America? Of course there is. There always has been. But to say that, CM, I'm gonna boot you, bro. You gotta stay on mute. But you know, to sit here and say that Kyle Rittenhouse is the same vein as Charlie Kirk and the people that say, hold on, let me finish, bro. Let me finish, and then you can say whatever you want. I'm sorry that what I'm saying doesn't fit your narrative. Doesn't mean I don't still love and respect you. I disagree with you, CL.
No, but you.
And if you don't like how I run my rooms, listen, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I've been running for 5 years.
No, I'm just saying, JB, I just want you to not just don't misquote me. You just made an equivalency that I never made, and that's the part that's dangerous. I don't think it's dangerous to have an opinion on something. I think it's dangerous that we continue to allow misinformation to proliferate and not listen to one another. What I was saying, JB, is that what they keep saying I said, I did not say. That has not been my point. We were talking about it because we were talking about a tangent like happens in all these rooms, right? So, and the concept of let's not relitigate elections once they're won. There's a lot of stuff that I wish our government and people in government should not relitigate. So to have people on Clubhouse admonishing somebody from quote-unquote relitigating a decision in a courtroom that they disagree with is sheer insanity to me. And I respect your position,
You know what's insanity to me, CO? We can legitimately sit here and relitigate every case that's been in front of every court and have different people with different opinions on how the outcome came. But to me, I'm going to be honest with you, it's kind of cherry picking. And that's what every side does, the left, the right, the libertarians, right? They want to fit their narrative to make themselves right. And like I said, I brought up Daniel Penny. You want to talk about that? To me, that was murder. The guy choked the guy out, but he got away with it. Andre, go ahead.
So just to be clear, litigation is something that is done in court. It is not done on Clubhouse. So when you're saying that I want to litigate something, go right ahead. File a lawsuit for something to be overturned. You're not litigating here. Here, you're just airing your.
Andre, can you just move on, please? We get
You're just voicing your opinion. Nobody is preventing you, but you. The problem.
Litigate for the conversation, just so we're really clear, right? But just please move on and let's get past this point for JB's room.
All right, let me do a quick room reset. Guys, community conversations, collaboration. Charlie Kirk's killer has been caught. 22-year-old Tyler Robinson was turned in by his father. Amazing. So I asked the fathers in the room, or any parent actually, would you turn your kid in? I'm not turning my kid in. I don't care what he did.
If they did a political assassination.
No, not turning them in.
What?
Hey, some breaking news. The shell case and they killed Charlie Kirk said, "Hey, fascist, catch."
It said, "Hey, fascist, what?"
Catch.
Oh.
I mean, didn't old boy do the same thing to his shit? They said Luigi Mangione did.
Well, listen, I think the case, Adrian, let me just finish my reset, and then I'm going to address what you just said.
My bad.
No worries. Good morning, Jennifer Johannes. Good morning, Portugal. How you doing? Joy, good morning. Carrie, Tiffany, Sweet. Guys, you got a big Brandy. Cash in your pink tickets. They're free. You don't have to pay for them. Brother, cash in yours. Cindy, cash in yours. Riri, I don't want to read. Guys, don't bring Riri up. Riri's probably drunk. So to piggyback off what you were saying, Adrian, I see a lot of similarities with the healthcare CEO in the sense of you're going to see a lot of these lunatics support this guy, Tyler Robinson, and they're going to support what he did. And he's going to get a lot of money for his defense. They're going to start GoFundMes. It's crazy when we, in my opinion, when we justify homicide. What do you think, Adrian?
I think you're right. Also, another thing that's going to happen, I mean, we're seeing it happening in real time. A lot of copycats. Motherfuckers going to want their time in the spotlight. They're going to want to redo what they saw someone else do. I mean, look, we live in a culture where people are not themselves and they want to be other people and they idolize other people. So when someone does something that's viral or something that gets the clicks, I want that as well. Let me copy that shit. So, yeah. I mean, do you think that a lot of these motherfuckers, all of these shooters, woke up on the same day and said, you know what? We're going to read from the same playbook and we're going to inscribe shit on our weaponry and all of that shit just to send a message? No, they're copying after each other because they saw one do it. I want to do that same shit. Oh, shit, he did it too? Oh, yeah, let me do that shit too. Oh, fuck. All of them did that shit. I'm going to copy them and be just like them. So we're going to see a lot of this shit coming down the pipeline with a lot of different people. So, yeah, I agree with you.
Let me say hello to a good friend. Good morning, good friend.
Good morning, JB. What's up?
Do you want to chime in on the conversation? We'll talk about Charlie Kirk's killer being captured.
No comments right now. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I think I need more information and realization to comment.
Okay, read the article on the Jumbotron. Hold on, Steve, because I want to say, BB, did you want to chime in yet? Man, you've been quiet all morning.
No, I'm just listening, man. I'm waiting.
Got you. Steve, go ahead, Steve. Steve, that's the angriest I've ever heard you on Clubhouse, by the way.
And I don't know. I probably shouldn't have done that. Reason I want to talk, I want to tell CO. CO, I think I've heard you more than one time. I think you're a decent dude. We just hit a wall there, man. I didn't mean to come off that bad, but I think you're a decent guy. Most of the time I've heard you talk, so it's just one of those things we had there.
Hey, Steve, man, let's take a beat and just say that what you just did right there is the best of fucking America, man, and that's what it needs to be about. And we should be passionate about things that we believe in and that we go through. And these are some tense times, man. And if we had more people, I disagree with you probably on a lot of the shit that you gotta say, man. But if we had people that were able to do what you just did, man, I think we rebuild the aspiration that we're supposed to be as a freaking country. So I appreciate you, man. And God God willing, sometimes humans will work through this crap. This is a human issue. Humans can be a wretched species, no matter what party, color, or whatever you are. And this ain't just no random ass kumbaya. But when we're divided, I just want to go back to the pledge. If we're talking about being American and stuff like that, one nation under God, indivisible, needs to be the cue for this whole world right now, man, because we're on some BS as humans.
Yeah, great dialogue, guys. And, to maybe piggyback off what Adrian was saying, man, I'm afraid to see what's coming next. Because we all know there's going to be some copycats out there, right? And that kind of scares me. How do we get to this place in America as a country? Guys, we're going to go popcorn style. If you want to grab the mic, all I ask is you respect the one mic policy. Thank you.
Hey, did y'all hear Trump call for one face in America? Like America's gonna have one heart, one face, one flag. Is what he said.
He also said English should be the only language in America, which is not a reality. Anybody want to jump in?
Man, these people is crazy, man. I swear to God, they're crazy.
Hey, Adrian, for whatever it's worth, what part and when were humans not crazy and fighting and warring? We always talk about let's go back and all of that crap, right? But at the end of the day, from what I look at, not just the United States, not just the 13 colonies or the 50 states, but not just Africa, but Europe, every part. The world has been fighting wars forever between religion, races, and culture. And then Adrian, why do we get in here right now and act like this is some brand new shit? I'm just curious, like, why are we? Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. It's a surprise, right? To a country that's been through what we've been through. Why do you think that's the case? Why do we act like this shit is new?
Safety. Because I think we hope people evolve. And obviously empathy for humanity and life as nature that we
conversation. And this isn't exclusive to color or culture, because humans been fighting each other, demonizing each other, destroying each other, enslaving each other, you know what I'm saying, maiming and killing and raping each other.
For at least 10,000 years.
For thousands and thousands of years, you know what I'm saying? It's never not been like this on this wretched planet of Earth with humans that are stupid.
The interesting piece is, one of the unique things about America is that we're a distribution from the mean. The mean in governments throughout time is some sort of aristocratic, oligarchic kingdom or empire. And America has decided that it wants to live in a place where we govern ourselves. One regular thing I've never forgotten, which is each generation has to prove themselves worthy of self-government. The idea was that we could all be different, all live together without violence because we would want to govern ourselves versus letting other people govern for us.
Which is the best year that lived up to that ideal, Marshall?
I don't think there ever was a best year. I don't think America became an empire and a force for good in the world because we were somehow unique or picked. I think America did some of the right things over time in terms of military strategy and electing presidents. And obviously it's not all good. I mean, every country who turns into an empire has a mixed history of both good and bad. But I think it's because we did foundational things,
Marshall,
rather than just because we were lucky.
Marshall, I think, I'm going to guess that you probably were too young to remember Reagan. I'm not. And when Reagan was elected president, right, we had just come out of the Carter administration, which was, I'm sorry, it's a horrible administration. I feel he was one of the weaker presidents. And Reagan instilled this patriotism in America. I don't care what side of the aisle you on, whether we're Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, Independent, right? We were force-fed patriotism. How do we come to this point now, right now, in this country, where we have our president getting on his bullhorn screaming how it's the far left who does all this and causes all this chaos with his words? How did we get here in the last 40-plus years?
Offices that were supposed to be for those who governed and cared about their constituents started to have incentives that were more about power and money. One of the things the founders relied on
was that we would pick good people. There's a story about this dude named Lycurgus. He was fighting the Greeks, and he was a member of the Senate. And the guy who was the general on the other side asked for a meeting. The guy went to the general's tent. The general took him to another tent, and it was filled with gold. And he said, "This is all yours if you just fuck off." And Guy said, or is supposed to have said, that the esteem of my colleagues means more to me than the money and power that it will bring. In America, there's always been a tense battle between rank ambition for power's sake, and people who genuinely care about governance. And we have come to a place where governance and politics have become mixed, despite the fact they're different, number one. And number two, we've come to a place where governance hits people more like rule than actual governing, because we've mixed the two up. And I say that because it affects voters, and it also affects those who serve, right? I'm sure we can think of people in Congress that have rank ambition. One of the better examples I can think of is Ted Cruz in 2016. The classic figure in American history is Aaron Burr, who was the vice president, but was so ambitious that the rank ambition for power pushed him off. We're at a place where the rank ambition for power no longer disturbs Americans. And that is a very bad place to be in, because it means we're going to have people who get into politics not to govern for the public, but to serve their own powerful ends. And unfortunately, republics don't always survive when that happens. Lastly, the one thing people can do, there's a book I read called Mortal Republic, and at the very end, the guy says, the Roman Republic didn't fall because of some conspiratorial plan. It fell because good people did nothing. That's Americans have to, as Reagan said, it's only ever one generation from losing freedom. Americans have to believe the fact that we can govern ourselves even in as complex a country as this. And the negative stuff makes it that much harder to see the positive building we need to do together. I hope that at least sort of answers your question.
Thank you, Marshall. Appreciate it. So, guys, you have a pink ticket, cash it in. Joss, Melanese, Armando, Brandy, I'm calling all you people out. Lady, Jessica, Greg, Sire, Chad, Carrie, I don't even know why you have a pink ticket. Cash in your tickets. Guys, this has been a great room. I'm going to shut it down. I'm going to give everybody one chance to speak back up before I close it down. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, JB. Like I was telling the CEO a while ago, I got kind of off the rails, and that's where we are. And, we each carry our own burden. We need to be a little respectful of each other, of what burden we carry. Have some empathy for each other. But more than anything, JB, we're all in this game together, and we can't tear each other apart. That's all I got to say.
Appreciate that. Thank you, Steve. Anybody else before I close it down? Last call for alcohol. All right, great room, guys. Nye, I'll hit you offline. Do another room later. Guys, have a great day. Be well. Be safe. If you hear something, say something.
Yeah.
Well, they have terrorized actually like all the four corners of this planet. So we can say that as a fact.
Yeah, just Zionists, everywhere when you see some blood, something wrong, then there is a footprint of them.
It's not Zionist, it's white. It's white. White. It doesn't matter if Zionist or not. Just white people.
You can suppose so, because we have black Zionists as well. We have Middle Eastern Zionists.
There's always been a history of people who are slaves. They end up, siding with their oppressor. That's a very small minority, so that's irrelevant if there's black Zionists or not. Probably could count them in your hand. It's relevant.
Welcome
You see any black Zionists going shooting up people in schools? No. That's white people that do it.
So wait, I have a question. Walaikum salam. I have a question, Resistance. The Ashkenazis, regardless of them being Jews, you still see them as white?
They are white. I don't say it's not what I see them as. They're white. They identify as white. Their culture is white. That's what they are, white.
They do not identify as white.
Yes, they do. They surely don't identify as Asian. They definitely don't identify as Arab. They identify as Europeans.
They identify as colored.
White.
They're Khazarians, North Caspian, you know. They're originally from there.
No, that's understandable. Once again, I'm not talking about what people originally from. I'm talking about what people's ideology and their brains and what they say they are. I deal with reality. Ask any Ashkenazi Jew what their race is or what they are. They're going to tell you they're white.
White is right.
They'll never say they're black. They're not going to say they're someone of color. That's an insult to them. They white.
I think you're making that up.
No, it's a fact. I live in the second biggest Jewish state. I live in the second biggest Jewish community in the world outside of Israel, New York City. Ask any one of these fucking Ashkenazis if they black or white. See what they'll tell you.
I think Nagas is bothering you.
I mean, think about it. Would an olive-colored skin human being, almost brownish with curls, a yarmulke, ever identify as white? Like,
no, I think but those people who are probably olive color and wearing yarmulke, they're probably Sephardic or something. They're not Ashkenazi.
Would an Ashkenazi identify as white? At all times.
The dude,
all are white. Like when they let's
the dude
be
that pushed
honest.
Kurt's wig back, what was he, Jew or Christian?
A lot of them identify. No, I'm telling you, especially in the 50s and 60s, because there was so much anti-Semitic, so many people being racist towards them. They just white passed. They even changed their last names.
And they turned into Judaism in 7th and 8th centuries. I mean, they were not Jews at the origin, you know. In 7th and 8th centuries, many of them turned into Judaism. These Khazarian Jews, I mean, Ashkenazis.
And actually, they picked up the Babylonian Talmud. You know, there are different versions of it. And like the Babylonian Talmud is actually the evil one, the satanic one, and it goes back, you know, to the time of those two angels. Like it's about magic, basically.
I have heard that Bibi Netanyahu origin is from the Poland. This claim was by the Pepe Escobar. He's a well-known journalist from the I think he's from Argentina or Brazil. He could be from Brazil, but he's well-known. Pepe Escobar. He says his family and Bibi is from the Poland, and even put his name, what his really name is. I have him somewhere. I'll find it, share with you guys.
Damn, this guy's father is a real piece of shit, yo.
Yes, and many of them are from not origin in Israel or anything.
I'm not talking about those white idiots no more. I'm talking about the shooter who shot Charlie Kirk. His father turned him in.
Oh, I see. Yeah, well, you know, we were the other day talking. They captured the released two guy, and you were joking. Yeah, he's not. He doesn't look like Arab enough or Muslim enough. They released.
No, he looks like what usually assassins and terrorists in America look like, white.
Yeah, and then we're so glad actually they find the guy, and actually he's one of their own, and has nothing to do with the Muslim or being a black or anything.
My brother, once again, that statement brother, that statement once again doesn't make sense. There's never been an instant where an assassin in America politically has ever been anyone of color. Never. That's something that white people do.
Me and you, we know that. Me and you, we know that. We gotta get the voice out there.
I ain't trying to convince a bunch of idiots. Fuck them. They've been living in a fantasy world, and they're gonna continue that. That's because they're all racist. I just think that his father's a real scumbag. His father turned him in.
So Scotty, apparently they welcome in Scotty back, and apparently the latest is they have the guy who actually assassinated Charlie Kirk.
Who is he?
He's a male, 22.
He's a 20-year-old white boy from Utah.
White boy from Utah.
The one wearing glasses, a skinny one.
Family name Robinson.
I've never been in the army before. How you know this?
How the heck did he shoot that shot?
I know.
In that level of security, he's been backed. In that level of security, he's been backed by a service, by an intelligence service or something. I'm sure, because it's not so easy to get so close to the target in that level. Yeah.
Well, not only that, it's because she asked the question, how did he do a good shot? Because most gun owners in America, legal ones that are shot in ranges and people that hunt a lot, are white people, and they are usually really good marksmen.
Okay, so I go to Rangers too. I mean, sometimes I go with my friends too, and a 200-yard shot to that precision with all the surface area he had on the face and chest and etc. He chooses that weekend. Was it a fluke or what? Where he just goes for the jugular weekend.
It's a part of their culture, these white ones in the US, I mean the rednecks, all of them have guns.
Yeah, I know.
It's a part of their culture.
I know.
Unbelievable. I can't believe he made that shot.
But how did he make that shot, Darren? It's a 200-yard shot.
Because he's probably been shooting. He's probably been shooting that rifle since he was probably 8 or 9. That's why.
Yeah, true. Another there you go. Resistance. Another reason why you shouldn't be shooting guns and having guns.
Well, not according to Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
According to Charlie Kirk, says it is necessary and
for the safety.
And look where he is.
Yeah, that's why I said no one should feel sorry for him. He said it is a necessary evil, the deaths that happen in America, for us to have that Second Amendment. The good outweighs the evil, according to him. Perfect.
I feel sorry for his family that's left. That's what I feel sorry for.
Oh, I definitely don't feel sorry for them. He was raising a bunch of other white supremacists. It's a disease.
Karma gets you.
That's like saying. I feel sorry that their parents were scum and raised them that way because they're innocent children. Naturally, just like his children are innocent children, wish no harm upon them. But the reality is, their father was the harm. He was the one who was going to teach them these radical thoughts and ideas, like a lot of parents do in Israel.
I feel sorry and empathy for almost everything and everyone. For the first time, resistance, I haven't felt that. And Wednesday was right. We can talk about it. We don't have to empathize or sympathize with it, because I'm starting to see that as someone, who would influence kids in the future and the collective in the future. He propagated freaking exclusivity and racism. The reason why the very genocide is happening, in Palestine, it's because of exclusivity. We the chosen ones, we the different ones. We the chosen, you the goyim. So then the whole advocacy for guns, then furthermore, just the hate for the black people, hate for Jews included. This is a bit much. You see what I'm saying? This wouldn't have been a good push or an influence for the collective of America or the Gen Z. for the future, like especially since he targeted the Gen Z. The irony is, a white man, a white little boy, must kill you. You know, using the same thing that you're advocating for. Wow.
You're banned from mayor's rooms now, Nargis. I'm banning you. You're getting corrupted going over there.
Why? In what way?
In the first time you don't feel empathy, that's not like you.
I feel empathy for his children, and I feel empathy for his wife. And no human being should die like that, right? No human being should die, and no freedom of speech should ever be hampered. I mean, this is America, and freedom is free here. No one should be assassinated for expressing their mind, I think.
Yeah, but I'm of the belief that with freedom of speech comes, it's got to come with responsibility. You've got to be mindful of what you're saying and who you're saying it to and who you're offending. Because there's no need to go out your way to offend a group of people. If you believe them views and that's your opinion, then keep it to yourself and don't spread it. But you know the one thing that really annoys me about this whole story, nobody's even saying it that much. Look where he was. He was in a college campus where young minds are affected and absorb more than anywhere else. And there's a far right wing, somebody who's got the wrong ideals that I would want my kids to have, just like they did in the Hitler days. That's exactly how they started with the Nazi movement and the Nazi, the Hitler youth, and that's how they indoctrinated them, was by going and grabbing them at a young age. And nobody's even said a word about them being at a college, which I just think that's completely disgusting that they were there. Out of all the places, he had to be. I wouldn't want him at my kid's school anyway. Welcome, David. Welcome. Don't know who that is. I don't know how to say your name, but welcome. You got anything to add, David? And anybody down the bottom want to come up? Just raise your hand. Come up. Hand raising's off. Ahmed, George, Sam, Bon Jovi, Alan, and Kieran. Come on up if you want, guys.
And Scotty, you had no idea. A guy from Somalia came up and he said, "I will kill you all Jews. We will kill you." I said, "Hey man, there is no Jew here. We are Brumali." He was so mad. He said, "I'm mad. I'm gonna kill you all." I said, "Hey man, take it easy, bro."
He has his gun in his hand, man. He has his AR-15 in his hand.
Yeah. Well, they've actually caught him then. And he wasn't who I thought he would be. What's your take on the subject, David? Do you want to add anything?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get in the room to get the understanding. Are we talking about what happened with the political leader in the United States or somewhere else?
What political leader?
Yeah,
Charlie.
Charlie Kirk was not no political leader.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What are you calling him? He was
I would call him a political dick sucker, fucking
activist.
A fake, and he's not an activist. Who he's activist for? Who?
He's an influencer.
That's all he was. He was a fucking propaganda mouthpiece for the Republican Party. That's all he was.
Right. What was Charlie what? Kirk.
How the fuck is he a political anything? He's never run for public office of no sort.
Alright.
Right, we stand corrected.
No. That's what they consider him. People say it. I just don't get it. When that man's never run for any public offices. He's not part of any. He's never been part of any government agency. He's just a normal citizen that took it upon himself to do political commentary. That's it.
Yeah, you ever listen to all the disgusting stuff that came out of his mouth?
Of course, he's a piece of shit.
All the other influences, right? Like, they're not...
Religion-wise, Palestinians-wise, the land of Palestine-wise, and the list goes. If a 10-year-old girl gets raped, right? 10-year-old, and she can survive delivering the baby, yeah, she should deliver the baby. Right?
When we did the faggots like you.
What?
He hated the LGBTQ like you. You must love him for that.
We may not want to get into that sort of conversation, but Mr. David, hi to you and welcome in. And let's hear from you. What are you thinking about this person? And apparently they have the guy in custody. He's a 22 young male from the Utah. What is your take on what do you have to say?
First of all, I want to thank my brother for correcting the information, man. I think a lot of times we see stuff on social media and in the news, and I'm not a student of his history or background. So I want to thank my brother for correcting that. Yeah, I just saw on the news, I heard on Fox 5 they caught the person, suspect, and how he was on Discord talking about it. You know, what was going to transpire. And I was like, dang, man, social media is at a point now where people would do anything and just post it and do it, man. It's just crazy. So when I came in here, man, I was like, wow, let me just listen for a minute. But I really want to thank my brother for setting the record straight, because I don't want to say somebody is in any position or what they're doing, and if it's not accurate. So I'm in the classroom learning. But when somebody does their life, man, it's like, and then they post it on social media what they're gonna do, and next thing you know, somebody's gone. It's just, my brain is not in that frame of mind to accept that as normal. You know, we see kids post stuff online, then they go shoot somebody or do something at that school. It's like, it's just unbelievable, man. Some stuff we see take place. We just came off of 9/11, and all of us affected by that. We're affected by COVID. You know, it's just like, there's times in these last 111 days in this year, I mean, 111 to go. I just have to wave my head sometime and just like.
Why does it say "fuck you, Rabbi"? Did you piss off Danny?
Oh, I kicked him. Yeah, because she came in with what's his name, Jacob, and they're bringing grandma from another room. It's like, nigga, nobody cares.
Gotcha.
Oh,
I don't know if I know who Jacob is, but I probably do, but I probably don't. You know, old age gets to the brain.
Jacob, old age gets to the brain. Hey, you do know Ron Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he is old as shit, but he's cognitively there. Do you know Thomas Sowell?
Yeah, but it doesn't make me cognitive there.
Yeah, but he's 93. He's like, he has like 30 years ahead of you.
I'm 95.
No, you're not. You're like...
Bullshit.
You're like
90, I'm 90.
She's late 50s.
I'm 90.
She's late 50s, early 60s. That's what
Do
she
you
is.
think we were born yesterday?
Maybe. Could be.
Although she sounds much younger. But yeah.
I'm really 87, it's the truth.
No way.
Yes.
No, you're 58. You're 58 is exactly what you are.
You sound like a 62-year-old that maybe smokes.
I smoke a lot. I smoke all day. I like to smoke those cigarettes.
She drinks coffee.
I drink coffee in the morning.
Jay, there's
Get
no
my
way.
bat out. If anybody bothers me, I beat them.
Oh, say hello to Sheikh Mustazibbi.
Hello, Sheikh Mississippi.
Any
Is that Sheikh Mississippi?
No, Mustazibbi means suck my dick in Arabic.
That's not
Mustazibbi. Yeah, no, it's actually something you'll never forget now.
Hi, Sonu. Good morning. Sonu was very funny last night. But...
Oh, Shabbat Shalom.
All day, not within 3 months, or because I have a role which is very similar to yours, where I travel at times.
What the fuck are you playing? What is that?
That sounds like Riri.
I kicked Riri also. I kicked all
You
of them.
did? Damn, what happened today?
Nothing. They just come in and they start like Riri is doing her drunk shit, which ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, she told me she wasn't drinking because I asked her how much she drank today.
She's obviously drinking.
Yes, I know.
Anyways, I don't care much about Riri. I know that the Jewish community on Clubhouse for some reason cooks too much for her, but like me personally, I don't know why you guys do that.
Come for me?
No, not you.
Not for you.
Riri. I don't know why you guys do that.
Well, because
Can you it's okay, we're one big family here. Can you admit that she's retarded?
you're either fully in or you're fully out. And
I'm out. I'm fully out. That's exactly.
okay, well then pack it up.
That's exactly what happened. That's why she got kicked. She literally was kicked for being black. Literally.
Rabbi, do you want to about someone who's Riri?
Yes, Riri. She's drunk as shit. Nobody cares about your Somali half-baked ass.
Rabbi, do you want a piece of Sonu's ass?
So I don't know. I don't know if I want a piece of Sonu's ass.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, what's wrong with Sonu's ass? Rabbi, you love everybody, so what's going on? What's going on here? I like everybody's ass.
Actually shocked.
Yeah, me too.
I thought we were kind of dating.
Kind of did. That's beautiful.
I thought I was your fucking girlfriend.
Oh, child. Oh wow, Rico, you should check Google Terminal. There's been a crazy update.
My laptop tonight is in the other room. What kind of?
Well, you're gonna have to go and check it, nigga.
Eat my ass. What happened?
Google Terminal.
Which
terminal?
Godel Terminal. It's like an alternative to Bloomberg, and it's obviously not there yet, but.
That's all you got?
But update. Yeah, when you actually.
I'm just processing this. Look, I did some processing. If you don't want me to share it, that's fine. We can go on.
Well, I mean, I was interested in what you were saying. It was as soon as you started saying the what about thing, I was like, okay, you can have that conversation in like 5 different clubhouse rooms right now.
I think Charlie Kirk's role, that he was, the gold mine that he was drilling, was to be pushback on other people's narratives.
Oh, so it's just a pushback. He didn't really.